So the players actually asked me to ask you to increase the series number a little bit because SFJ games generally go a lot faster.
Uh,
So I guess it's. I mean, I don't know what your time
yeah,
constraints are,
man,
so
I'm
I
already,
figured
I'm
I told him
already,
I'd ask you. So
I really want to get into to some free for alls after this, and yeah, so we got to run this one best of five, but we'll keep it. I'm kind of trying to figure things out for the future, trying to hone things in. But today I had a couple minute matches slide in, so we're gonna keep this one at best of five, and
yeah,
it will be noted for future.
I mean, some of those Yuri games took forever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. It's like you're an info commercial. It's like the black and white video of Yuri, and it's like, have you or a loved one spent 30 minutes watching Yuri? It's like you may be interested in SFJ.
You
Um,
might be interested in.
All right, so Frank, I know we did one the other day, and we kind of got into some of the rudimentary stuff of it. You kind of got me up to speed, put my training wheels on, but let's assume there's some people in the chat who don't really know what's going on. So talk me through, give me the basics of it, of SFJ, and you know what it's all about.
All right, so well, SFJ is designed to be kind of mimic much more of a modern RTS game like StarCraft, Warcraft, and even some of the more recent updates on Age of Empires.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, let me cut you off real quick.
there's
Adam, yes, if you
yeah,
want to throw another $10 in, we'll put $20 on the game. Sorry, okay, continue. Mimicking more like StarCraft. Continue.
yeah. So there's a lot more just fundamental depth to it. There's a lot of more valid options for you as a player. Um, for example, as was mentioned earlier in stream, you don't just build Rhino tanks and only Rhino tanks and occasionally turn them invulnerable, and that's the end of the story here. You have tier one, which is a bunch of different units. You tech up to tier two. There's a bunch of different units that you have to build and consider. Then you tech up to tier three. There's a bunch of different units as well. Um, all of them are important and useful in their own. So there's kind of like everything has a counter, so to speak, right? So you constantly have to be thinking to yourself, all right, well, if he has this, I need to build this. Well, if he has that, then I need to build this. If he has that, I need to build this. If he has, and it's just constant. Um, it's also specifically designed for there to be fighting. Um,
Okay.
so as you can see already, we have a mix here from Burg between Rhino tanks and Tesla tanks. It's generally better to mix because everything has a counter.
Yeah, yeah, and I've seen that a lot more in these games, and just to really put the training wheels on for anyone in the chat, literally, you know, it's not about the Tesla tank being stronger. Pretty much every unit, every building is different. I mean, the maps are different. As
Yeah.
you can see when we started the match, every pre-captured tech is very standard. So you're starting off with the oil wells instead of that early kind of engineer dance. The aggressive play here, obviously these early conflicts, but I mean, you see these helicopters are shooting lasers. So just to kind of go over like to take a step back from the macro concepts of it, and just to point out like
So you
so
could see
different.
we are like a minute and 30 seconds in, Ivor, and we are already seeing absolute madness on the field here. There are 7 different units flying around attacking each other from all different angles here. The Soviet has this new air unit they have. This is for harassment.
Hmm.
It's an option. You certainly don't have to build this. It's an option you get when you get to tier two. So when you get to tier two as Soviets, your main options are to go for the service depot tech, which is has a special unit,
Oh, the
or you
service
can go
depot.
for
I feel like the service depot needed a little bump. I like that.
yeah, yeah. Probably one of the things the Soviets' most secret, powerful weapon here is the service depot. And you see the Tesla troopers top right here. So the guard shack is um, basically a mech shop. It also gives the Soviets Tesla trooper power drop and the options to build air units. And Berg is putting that to quite some effect here, getting some oiled Eric
Yeah, yeah,
snipes
that's
here.
nice. I mean, and those things move so quick. And so, does every
Yeah.
unit and building build faster in this, Frank? Is that right?
Yes, the we went into the overarching macroscopic global. It's so hard to watch everything and talk at the same time. Yeah, we went into all the global factors all the global parameters were increased. Anything that revolved around speed or tempo, we just increased it. Um, just to make it more action packed, more fun. We adjusted the economy
The Tesla paratroopers, I
likewise.
like that. Um,
Oh yeah, they're strong.
so the economy, are they collecting at different rates? I know the MCV gives you like a small trickle of money all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you have you have the 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 MCV is 3/4 of an oil derrick, and each oil refinery is 1/5 of an oil derrick. So it's just fractional income, which helps with the ridiculous speed.
Yeah, to help
If,
you keep
if
up.
you if you sit down and play this, Ivor, you'll know it. I mean,
I
the
use a
speed is redonkulous.
Yeah, I
Um,
use a foot mouse, so I'm not going to be playing anything that goes any faster.
yeah.
The regular game's already too fast for me, so I'll be passing that. But and what do we know about the naval units? Neither unit players push
Ah,
units naval.
so no player's gone Navy yet. There's just been constant action here. This is a giant map. Imagine playing this map on Yuri's Revenge. Nothing would happen till Chronosphere, right? So the Allied player has switched into robot tanks and tank destroyers here,
Yeah.
and has teched up behind this. And the Soviet player has teched up as well. So both players are teching up around the same
Oh,
time,
and
and,
there
and it
comes the
looks like
Navy. Oh, it looks like a Navy from BB. Okay, so the Navy.
oh, he did he?
Yeah. So the Navy. What
Hmm.
about obviously in the old game, the aircraft carrier, the Dread, pretty OP. How does that balance out in this game?
Oh, I'm sorry. Watching the Apocalypse tanks up north here, putting in some work, getting some
Yep.
damage. So the Kira, the Dreadnought and the aircraft carrier are about the same. Um, However, other air units and naval forces are enhanced, so they're indirectly nerfed in that
Gotcha,
sense.
gotcha.
And we see the Tesla tank splits here, at the
Yep,
top left.
yep. Going after that economy, nice. I think the Tesla tanks. It took them 20 years before they got to actually be a meaningful part of the game, and
Yeah,
I think the
yeah.
Russian faction really has to tip their hat to you because
Hmm.
man, those things are stupid in the regular game. Like,
Oh, they're the worst. They're the worst unit of all time, dude.
yep.
$1,200.
And I
They
love
don't
how
shoot move.
I,
They can arc over walls, though, Ivor. They can arc
can they
over
arc
walls.
over walls? God, I didn't even know. Yeah, it's funny. I love how in the little screen that tells you about the units, it says they can short circuit tanks. And I was just always like,
Right.
don't patronize me. I'm not going to build a Tesla tank, so just don't patronize me.
Like, seriously. They can shoot your tanks. So the cosmonauts, the new allied tier 3 unit here, some good micro from Bigbutt, trying to stay alive. Bigbutt has been under attack this entire game from all angles from Burg here. This is why
Yeah,
I think
yep.
SFJ really belongs on stream, and it belongs in competitive play, because it's boom 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 boom
It's
boom boom boom
certainly,
boom
yeah,
boom boom
certainly a
boom boom boom
spectator
boom
sport.
boom.
So Necrons is asking, so on a map like this, Allied versus Soviet, I know the goal of the game is to kind of balance. Do you feel like on a map like this, it becomes pretty balanced with an Allied versus Soviet?
As of right now,
I mean, not in the game
allied.
necessarily, but like theoretically on the, I mean, is it balanced?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As far as we could tell, I mean, the main reason for the first tournament was to try to, you know, flush out all of the imbalances
Right.
that we missed. And there was quite a few, and we have a big update already finished. We haven't released yet. But as far as we could tell, Allied and Soviet are pretty close
Yeah,
with one
it's
another.
certainly yeah, there's multiple strategies, Frank, and you could have done like a framing strat, like where you nudge everyone in the direction of a new game, and instead you guys kind of just flip the lid off, and it's a lot. I mean, when a new player is looking at this, it's really overwhelming, and they haven't even seen the floating Yuri heads, so it's definitely
Right.
the approach you guys took, definitely the more hands-on approach. Um, but I can definitely appreciate the people on the side of it that's like just kind of maybe blown away by just how much is
Yeah.
how it's a very different game, and I think that's what your
It
goal was.
certainly is.
But
Yeah, I mean, we decided, you know what? Fuck it. I really went, fuck it. It was like, fuck it, dude.
oh,
Um,
Frank, you're up. Star up.
I, I would like to encourage those who are kind of afraid, if you will, step outside their comfort zone. It's not that much different from the normal game. I mean, you want to protect your MCV, you want to kill your opponent's MCV. You want to build as many miners as you can, you want to kill as many miners
Right,
of your
right.
opponents as you can.
Yeah.
You want to be active on the map. The same things apply. You just need to learn what the counters are, which, takes 10, 15 games, and it's just more fun. It's just more fun. As a spectator,
Hey Nick, we'll see you, man. Sorry, go ahead, Frank.
it's when I appreciate it the most, honestly. There's just like the last game, there was just apocalypse tanks and Tesla tanks and flying electricity just all over the map the whole game.
Yep, yep. No, I understand where you're coming from with it. Yeah, it's interesting too, and it's not like you're part of the Westwood Reboot Corporation. It's like, I mean, it's you and a group of friends who wanted to create a game that you wanted to play. I mean, so it's not, the challenge wasn't like, it's not, no one gave you the official task to, you wanted to create something that you want. I mean, and I can really respect that side of it. The idea of creating a game that you want to play. And I think with most creative undertakings, it's kind of that question of, do you want to create a game that everyone loves? Like, do you want to create the Bud Light of Red Alert 2 mods, or do you want to create the game that the game that everyone likes, or do you want to create the game that some people love? And that's always kind of, I think, the task as a creator is like, do we want to go after the many, or really capture the few? And
Right.
and we'll see. Right
So
now,
we,
yeah. I mean,
we were bold with the approach. We went for both. So as we progressed, as we designed it, we got our priorities slowly changed from skill and balance to just pure fun. We just wanted to make it as fun as physically possible. So I think it's attractive to the competitive player.
right.
The sweaty Dr. McTryhard who's rolling up his sleeves and he wants to play hardcore. It's really attractive to them. It's just more complicated. It's faster and so on. But
Right.
it's also, I think, more attractive to the guys who are just trying to like smoke a J, chill out, and meme people, because you can meme people in this as well. At least that's what we try to go for.
Yeah, and it's
So
obviously it's a work in progress too. I mean, it's great that you're not bound by the fact. It's not like the game's published and done. Like it's a game that can continuously
right.
evolve. So it definitely benefits from that. In the chat, Adam, I'm gonna get that. That's updated. I think I still have that winner $10. Adam's throwing in another $10. So we are at $20. Someone else who asked, we are going to be running some land rushes right after this.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to be land rushing. We're going to land rush till my foot falls off tonight, boys. We'll get some good ones in. So,
But once the foot falls off, it's over.
it's over
it's
then. Yeah, if I'm not watching them, I'm not putting money in. It's just kind of the idea,
Oh dear.
And so anyone who was like on the edge of their seat with how similar it is, here's the Yuri faction. So we now have floating heads and cathedrals. So all bets are off. Forget everything you know.
And this new flying unit you
Yep.
can see as well, the Bronx.
The Bronx.
Quite deadly.
More
So you can see all the units all over the map.
Yep. Well, it's definitely a game. I mean,
Grizzlies,
if you don't like splits, I mean, when a game moves faster and allows more, it's going to open up more of those splits. So it definitely seems like a game that gives more splits. I think the splits are what you see at a higher level and what make for a more intense game. But it certainly can, if you're not at that level, if you're playing someone who can split and you can't, it's going to be chess versus checkers on something like this. So, but it's fun when two players are matching each other and familiar with it.
Yeah. So I've played on and off for 19 years or so, and I have, and the most insane, absolutely batshit crazy games I've ever had were recently, and they were on SFJ games. When
Yeah.
you have two people who really, really know what they're doing in this, it can get pretty wild out.
Yeah, no, I certainly feel that. I gotta say, man, though, if you were trying to convince people, trying to like nudge people over, I think the heads were too big of a bite. I think the floating heads, I would have liked to see them just be like, I don't know, like maybe just like the Thrasher tank, and they do something different. I think it's a little much, Frank. That's my marketing advice on the heads. The heads are a little much, man.
They're pretty extreme. It was pretty funny. I told Snark about the heads. He was like, "Dude, what are you smoking, bro?" Like, What are you nuts?
But I,
They're
yeah.
they're really fun to use. I highly recommend making them.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a unit, I support. I'm just the aesthetic decision to make them be floating heads. But then again, I kind of admire your decision to just say like, hey, let's just blow the top off this thing. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, we decided, you know what? If we allow ourselves to get silly,
yeah,
it's with Yuri because he's already silly, right?
yeah,
He's got UFOs, right? He's got Incredible
yep.
Hulks, right? So we're like, fuck it, let's just go all out.
Dude, yeah, honestly, if you would have been the one who came up with the flying disc, I would have told you it was a stupid idea. So, you know,
Right, right.
dude, a flying
So
disc,
you
like,
can see we have a. I don't know if you've ever played in or watched Allied vs Yuri games in the original, but there's no action. We've had constant fighting
yep.
the entire time. We have and Burg has switched into BFs now. This is a problem for Bigbutt was not quite ready for this transition.
And so the BFs do not, you can't load them up, right? They're just automatically doing their stuff.
So the BFs are designed for direct assault. They are, as opposed to running away from you and camping, they are designed for breaking
Right.
camps.
Yeah, it's
They have
yeah, it's interesting, and that's the part I like about it is the kind of the as one player's army adjusts, the other players kind of have to adjust accordingly. Kind of that back and forth, hit for hit style.
mhm. Like most RTS games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The uh, the Rhino versus Rhino thing. We just had enough of it. We wanted to spice things up a little bit.
So what do we know here, Frank? Who's looking better?
As the dust settles, it looks like I think Bigbutt is in the driver's seat. He has control. He needs to add. All right, so he's adding. So he has the cloning vats here, and he's going to add brutes into his army. And Burg needs to swap into snipers right now. What else does he need? I think he needs air units as well, or else he's going to die. He needs to use these Black Eagles here. This is a huge. This push is really scary.
Interesting.
I don't think he can hold this with this Grand Cannon here. Interesting. Certainly going to help. And Burg is holding this by the looks. The Prism Tank's good control here. As another huge engagement comes in, and Burg needs the snipers down. He has 3 snipers to his right here, and he's not using them. That's going to kill him.
Interesting.
These brutes are taking so many shots here. Can Burg hold?
Another Grand Cannon added to the mix.
The damage has been done, though. Burg has lost a ton of miners with this attack.
And so these masterminds for Yuri, do they still take over units or no?
So the Mastermind can capture infantry units, and they also, except for the heroes, and they also can capture light armored units,
Gotcha.
which
Oh, right,
is
right, right. And on the other ones, they shoot laser, or they shoot the beams.
the other ones they shoot a very powerful attack, especially versus buildings.
Get on that backside for that
As you can see.
MCV. Good take there for BB. Other forces coming in, hitting that economy a little bit, looking good.
And Burg is he's just lost too many miners here. I think the snipers, I'm not sure where they went.
Oh yeah, they're still down by that Grand Cannon.
Oh yeah.
And there we go. What's that put us at for the series, Frank?
I think 1-1. Hey.
One's up. Oh yeah, I gotta update this text because we got $20 on this now. Real barn burner. So Burg won that first one, and then wait, it was Burg and then Bigbutt, or what? Remind me.
Yeah, I believe it's 1-1.
Yeah, one's up, one's up, one's up.
Pirate Bay. We got some. We got Adam and Necrons and Sanderwalk in the chat.
Okay, okay, okay. Adam 39 still hanging out. Well, that explains, Adam, how you've been playing so long, man. It's a 20-year-old game, playing since the beginning. It makes sense that you're a little older than some of the kids. All right. Did loser pick, or how are we doing this? What's the
I think
deal, Frank?
I think Berg's just picking an assortment of excellent maps.
This is called the
There
S.
is
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
there is something that's kind of unspoken, and there is such thing as a good map picker and a bad map picker. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been out of it for 15 years, so I don't expect you to. I mean, most of these maps you probably haven't seen much
Yeah, I mean, it
back
makes
then, at
sense.
least, right?
The
I mean,
gentleman's aspect to it. You know, you get players who are on a similar page, want competitive matches, kind of have some agreement on the map picking. Um, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
yeah. If you're realistic about it and you're not, not going to mention any names, Andy, it's pretty clear what maps should be played. Plus or minus.
Don't get Andy going, man. We'll just calm
I
him
know
down.
it's messing with fire there, messing with fire. I'm just joking, of course. All right, so maybe just maybe we'll have a slower game here.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love the early tech. It's like you can the fact that you can build off of your Dirks right away. I think the pre-captured tech, I think, is the double pawn move that Red Alert 2 needed. You know, like the fact that it was like
Yeah.
1,000 years. Someone's like, dude, why are we moving our pawns one space? Why are we doing
Wait a
this?
second. What if pawns just moved 2 spaces on the first move?
And just like
Wait,
my,
just the first move?
but you know that, and that's
Just the
that's the story. Can you imagine the first person to propose that? I mean, it would have been sacrilege. Probably someone was
Oh yeah,
probably.
they were. No one listened to that guy. That guy died.
Oh, that
and it
guy
was
died, and then
revamped like
his
a thousand
son.
thousand years later. Somebody brought it back.
His son carried it on. He was also crucified,
Okay,
and eventually, hundreds of years later, someone did it. But yeah, sacrilege. You know,
right.
it's 15.
Chest evolved.
I mean, okay, here's another one for you, Frank. As a game evolutionary, basketball, 15 years before they took the bottom out of the basket.
Right.
15 years.
Right.
They used to have a
Right.
scoop. After you made a basket, you would have to scoop the ball out. 15 years before someone was like, yo, what if we took the bottom out of the basket?
It's the original game. We do not want to mess with the original game.
Yeah,
Keep
I mean,
the scoop in the bottom of the basket.
Games are religion to people. That's it.
Yeah.
But I will say, Frank, for all it's worth, man, hats off to the polar bears. Just an absolute win across the board. And that's the one thing I think the entire community is unified behind, is that the dogs are boring and we all love the polar bears. Love the polar bears.
It's funny because I'm not the biggest fan.
No, Frank, the one thing.
I'm not the biggest fan.
I thought we were all agreed upon on that one.
It's variety, It kind of gives the Soviets a little bit more identity,
Yeah, well, and that's exactly what they needed. Identity.
Yeah. So we have a huge mix of units here: robots, grizzlies,
Good
Teslas,
mix.
Rhinos. It looks like the Teslas are gonna reign supreme here. Rhino Tesla flak mix.
Hey,
pushing
going up,
through. Where
open
were
up
the-
that
where were the
secondary base,
Rocketeers?
nice and undefended. See what he can do. A little damage here.
Is it going to be enough? No pillbox. If you can kill these flaks, and the Hinds are going to come in, this is going to be dangerous here. The Hinds.
Yeah,
What's
it's
going
nice.
on? I don't know. I can't.
I'd love to give. It's
The destroyer bottom right as well, doing some work.
oh yeah, nice. Yeah, that it's great to give the Soviets an air unit. I love that.
And did you see how quick that transition came in?
Yep.
And Bigbutt's just not quite ready for it.
Yeah, I love the and you see the players, you see units kind of just spaced out, and it's because players are managing, 3 battlefronts at the same time. Man, the
Right.
Tesla troopers have strength.
Yeah, Tesla troopers, baby. Tesla tanks, Tesla air units, and Tesla troopers here putting in the work. The Allied is getting mopped up here on Pirate Bay. Wow. Burg is
Yes.
heating up.
Yeah, it's fun to see the Soviets be able to have a little more balance and more diversity with those the flying units.
Yes, you have a lot of options you could use. So we haven't seen them use the howitzer at all, or the V3 rocket, whichever I think are the
Oh
most powerful
yeah.
units the Sov has.
Yep. I remember seeing the V3s in our last match. Yeah, BB pushes the naval, but yeah, oh yeah, he had that destroyer out early, but yeah, it's not going to be enough for him. Got those elite helicopters too. Not looking good. Not looking good. Not looking good.
He just wasn't quite ready for that transition into air there from the Soviet. It really catches you off guard.
All right, Berg took that one, right?
It was all Burg
Yeah,
there.
sorry, I know. It's like I'm I'm like watching the colors, and at the end, I'm like, wait, whose color was okay? All right, all right. It's 2-1. Berg up, and let's see what we come. See what map we're coming with. Now, are all of these maps a little bit adjusted for SFJ, or are there some that are pretty similar?
Uh, well, some of them are adjusted, some of them are not. I mean,
Oh, there are some
there's
that are.
certain things like yeah, like any map that has a neutral power drop on it, it's SFJ takes them away because the whole power drop dimension is fully customized. So it's better if they're just not on the map.
Gotcha, gotcha.
But maps like this, it's completely the same.
All right, so Berg's up here 2-1. Berg in red. Let's see what he can come with here. See what he can bring.
Burg looking pretty crisp. His transitioning, his transitions are really quick. I mean, you saw the giant Tesla tank, Rhino tank force, and then 10 seconds later, there was just a ton of air units in the base.
Yep, and it's nice that the speed allows for that. Is that you're down something you're doing is not working. Boom, 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 adjust. And the quick counters. I mean, it's very similar to. It's interesting to look at things like a worse player with slower game speed has more time to react, right? I mean, like the faster you turn up the speed, and so in something like this, especially with splits and things like that, and with the diverse character, different units, it's interesting to see what just a little bit of speed boost does to the games.
Yeah, and I think it really fixes, I think, the main problem that exists in Yuri's Revenge, and that is it revolves around the defender's advantage. So the force shield, for example, right? It's endless, free, invulnerability defense, right?
Never liked
just put on your buildings.
Never liked that one. Good.
I hated it. Yeah. But in this game, the radar and battle lab are extra expensive, and it's way faster, and units are designed for attacking. So if you can get to battle lab and wait it out and defend all the threats, you deserve the force shield.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, a lot of those little things in Yuri's I was never really a fan of, but at the same time, I think Yuri helped the Allied faction, right? Like, Allied is better with Yuri's Revenge compared to Red Alert 2?
The eternal debate. I mean,
yeah, how do you feel about that? Player. I mean, you're one of the best Allied players I've seen play. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? You like your chances more with Red Alert 2 than Yuri's Revenge?
Times infinity, my friend.
Really? Yeah. That's interesting. It just seems like with the Guardian, people are able to get so much done with the Guardian GIs and Battle Fortresses. It's interesting. Also interesting to hear that.
Yeah. There's more too that you could argue for Yuri's, right? The Seal, which is basically Tawny at tier 2.
Yeah.
And the Tawny is buffed as well in Yuri's. But there's more important things.
Right.
More important things that we can definitely discuss at some point as the action ensues here on all this piece.
Yeah, we'll pull you into a Red Alert 2 game. We'll have you break it down for us. All right, coming in. And so that cathedral is what? Is it just tech, or what's that purpose?
It's basically tech.
Damn, nice little push. These rhinos are getting it done.
Wow, he gets it. Yep.
Able to hit that MC.
Is it enough though? He sacrificed. So he has 3 war factors in his MCV. Burg should be winning this. However, The big final attack is going to be coming from Bigbutt. What should he do? Should Bigbutt? All right, so Bigbutt has 4 brutes top left. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miners. Should he bring every single one of his slave miners right now?
And just send it. Yeah, with
He's got no
the
he's
Bronx.
got no MCV. He's dead.
He's
He's
got the
got to,
Bronx
right? He's got to send
bombers,
everything.
but his economy, he's got economy and he's got war factories, but doesn't have the
Yeah.
tech to really push what he needs, huh?
I think his only choice here is to send everything, including the miners, right now.
Bringing those Brox bombers, working on the outside, but yeah, I think you're right. I think he needs to fully commit to the Hail Mary here, and it looks like he's rounding up the brutes.
Tesla Trooper going to help out, and here comes the brutes. So Burg needs Desas. There's a lot of brutes coming in, probably more added here. Bigbutt is pushing.
The brutes a big buff here, obviously compared against Yuri. Getting some stuff done.
Yeah, one thing we didn't want to do was just say, "Oh, Yuri's overpowered. Let's just nerf everything he has," and then everyone hates it. We buff the shit out of him.
Yeah.
We buff the shit out of him.
Yeah, Adam says, Andy, how much do you charge for 1v1 training?
Deso's here, going to save the day for Burg, buying him crucial seconds here. And how does Bigbutt actually push through? These Desos are really a pain in the ass.
I mean, can he take this force on, right? Like, can he take Burg's army right here and just... Oh, yeah, just keeps pumping the Desos, though. Ooh.
I think he can. I think he can.
I mean, targeting the Desos, right? He needs to target.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the Deso. Boom. There he goes. And the brutes go down. And that might be all she wrote for a Bigbutt in this series. He got 16K. So if all the miners were at his front door right now, he would have won this game right then, right?
Yeah, just using those as fodder, or are their guns bumped a little bit?
There's guns that are particularly good versus infantry. He would have killed these Desos would be useless. He just doesn't need the money, and he has no MCV, so he can't do anything else.
Right.
But, when you're in the middle of the game and there's 400 things happening, it's very easy to just overlook a small thing.
Yeah, a game like that, I mean, you don't have the time to collect your wits, certainly.
Yeah. Deso's really saving the day here for Burg, but is it enough? This is a huge Yuri force bumping in his front door, and the anti-air's coming in as well. The flak's getting eat up. All right, so here's the howitzer transition. This is a problem here for Bigbutt. This is his worst nightmare here. So
the howitzers, the floating howitzers.
But is it too little, too late, boys? Is Bigbutt gonna somehow clutch this out? He's clutching it out. The Desos are too late. The howitzers are too late.
Oh, Burg.
I guess Burg sacrificed a few too many tanks to get the MCV kill there, or at least.
Yep.
Or at least, I don't know. It's hard to assess everything that occurred in this game, but crazy. I gotta take a breath after that one.
I mean, what a great. I mean, yeah, to see Burg come in like that, but just not. Yeah, I mean, and at some point it becomes a question of like, can I sacrifice any more if I'm not able to drop the hammer? And to leave him that much economy with that many war factories and not drop the hammer, yeah.
Where did Burg go wrong exactly? I guess the howitzer transition was too late.
Yeah, speaking as someone who still has literally no idea what's going on with any of these units, it's hard to say for sure what went wrong.
It's hard to say for sure.
Literally could be anything. Dude, literally, Frank, if you were like, well, he didn't put a sniper on top of his MCV, I'd be like, okay, no sniper on top of the MCV. Who the fuck knows?
I don't know why he's not putting a sniper on top of the MCV there. It's just ridiculous. He's just not thinking.
Sounds like a thing. And man, I think all the players tonight really just conspiring to give me a good time because we got ourselves another 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. Good stuff. All right, boys, one more point. We're getting into the FFAs. Yeah.
So Bigbutt sticking with Yuri, and we have a Yuri versus Sog match.
How are we doing?
Plot
on time
twist.
here? 6 o'clock. I think we're like doing pretty good on time, honestly. What was? Yeah. Do we got this map chosen yet?
Caverns.
Oh God! Now I go watch through my whole stream, figure out who I owe money to. Oh shit! I gotta go. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes. Really appreciate what you're doing for the community here, man.
Oh,
It's
absolute.
great to see.
My absolute pleasure, man. If someone would have told me a year ago that I could like drink beer and sit online and talk about my favorite video games, and then people would say that I was doing a favor to the community, like, great. It's like just my absolute pleasure, man. Time of my life. Yeah, absolute time of my life. All right, man. 2-2 again. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Stressful, dude. Getting too old for this. These intense games.
Frank, there's no
So
chance.
Allied versus.
There's no chance you live in Los Angeles and you want to help me build my board game, right?
If I was anywhere near Los Angeles, I would be on my way right now to build.
Dude, I was like, listening to you talk about designing this game, I was like, damn, I need more friends like that. Because it's like, it's a very similar, mechanics, balancing, unbalancing. Someone exploits something, creating a counter, and yeah, been very, very, very difficult process.
What kind of board game are you making?
It's a war game. So it's build units, attack each other, area control war game. Dude, it's really actually surprisingly easy to create a bad board game, but very, very difficult to create a good one.
Very easy to create a bad board game. Very easy.
But I mean, that's the beauty of it. People, dude, and there you go, Andy in the chat. You live in LA? Oh my goodness, let's go, dude. You can help me with my game. It's called Fate's Folly. No, there's no dice rolling. Yeah, look up in the chat here. You guys want to check it out? Fate's Folly on Instagram. Fates.folly. Dude, found this incredible artist. I have incredible artwork. The mechanics are kind of struggling. All right, sorry. Let's focus on this game. We got 2-2. We'll get to the board game later. Yeah, 2-2 here. We'll see what we got going on. Early polar bear staying busy. Love that.
It's a very heavy ego build from both players this game here.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, a little bit of breathing room on this map, but it's interesting when both players go for that without, scouting or kind of knowing. So the early Harriers.
What's the target here? One flak track not going to be enough, for sure.
So tell me about these Harriers. Do these Harriers, when you tell them to attack, do they auto drop twice, or do you have to manually tell them to attack multiple times?
So if they have a target, they'll keep shooting it until they run out of bullets.
No! How many bombs do they got?
9. Then they have to go back and reload.
They have 9?
9. I know. It's not get the same reaction as like 9.
Wow.
Actually, no. The Harrier is one of Snark's babies.
Yeah, the Harrier is fine. I think the Harrier needed a little boost. I think I can appreciate that. Same thing. I mean, you guys also boosted, the Rocketeers as well. So I guess just kind of like trying to get that. I mean, those, I think, and it makes sense. Like, those good games have that air-land balance. And with how expensive Rocketeers are and stuff, yeah.
Heavy push incoming here. Tough to hold. There's only 2 tank destroyers. Where are the ground forces?
Good little pill
There's
box.
3 of them doing. 3 TDs doing work in the bottom, and if he can kill these flak tracks, he'll be fine.
Oh,
he
yeah.
does kill them.
Yeah, but those are AFK because he's too busy up top. So he holds off up top, but in the process, his guys down the bottom are losing it. Now, are these tank destroyers? Can they do some damage on buildings in SFJ?
Oh yeah.
Didn't open my beer yet.
Yeah. Tank destroyers will fuck some buildings up.
Nice. Yeah, he got so distracted up in his top base. Those guys were AFK for a little bit. Tight though, both in and out missions on each other, but both back to kind of where we started. BB kind of pushing.
Did we miss the MCV snipe from Bigbutt? Did you miss it? I missed it. I didn't see it.
Oh. Yep, we did.
That's crazy. So Bigbutt defended the attack and sniped the
was
MCV
able
at
to
the
get that.
same time.
Yes, we must have got that MCV, and that was when he went AFK. He's like, all right, I'm out. I'm out.
Right. Wow. Okay. So Burg is now in the situation that Bigbutt was on Coda's Peak.
Wow.
And he's going to get the Uri Finder here.
Oh, nice little batch of rocks. And SFJ Rockies are nasty, man. They are shooting straight venom. The power.
Speaking of shooting venom, these flak troopers.
Can that wait? Did that single flak trooper just chase off those Rockies?
He ain't no joke in SFJ, dude.
The flak trooper, dude, he's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
I love this gun is heavy. At least I have job.
At least I have a job.
Correct.
So Bigbutt, you know, he's just saying, "Hey, Burg, do you want to leave your base? Because I'll blow it up."
Yeah, kind of forced him. And then he takes his army, going for a base trade here. Oh, I guess with those flak troopers though, he's committing to the base trade. It looks like BB is going back to defend. He pulls.
Harrier's here to save the day.
Has to pull the Rocketeers out. Oh, BB is going for the base expansion. Burg shuts that down.
Gets it.
Okay.
This is some intense shit here, guys.
So now both players know MCV, right?
Yeah. Both players know MCV. I'm not sure why he sacrificed his last remaining units there.
Ooh, and now BB sitting on a good stash. And to remind you guys at home, these are not regular tank destroyers. They do not shoot spitballs against buildings. And Burg's got to be in a tight spot here, right, Frank?
Yeah. Bigbutt has a battle lab as well, so he's going to start pumping tier 3 units. There's the battle fortress, and the cosmonauts coming out as well. The Black Eagle added to the mix here as well.
Yeah, and he's still got
PD.
BB's still got a nice little batch of Rockies up top. Yep, closing in. BB is managing 3 different little units. Takes that higher ground, gonna do a little damage on the. And Burg's just committing here. I can't imagine that he has enough.
Certainly does not have enough here, as the battle lab tech is gonna win at the end of the day here. The terrorists not quite doing it. You see the beautiful lasers coming from the BFs.
Yep, those BFs blowing things out, and with those units, pretty much all he's got down to defend himself in his base is the flak troopers. And here comes BB with the wave, and I don't think Burg's gonna be able to get out of this one.
For sure. I was really impressed with Bigbutt's multitasking this game. He was all over the place, man. That looked really annoying for Burg to play. He's just like, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that was SFJ at its finest, really. I was like looking at my map, and I'm like, there are blotches of color everywhere. I have to click everywhere at the same time. Like, he just had so many different units. I'm looking at the colors, and then I forget when it ends.
Bigbutt won.
Bigbutt's the winner, the proud winner of $20. Good stuff, Frank. Appreciate it, man. We'll be doing it again soon.
Sure did.
Do you want to hop in some FFAs or what?
I'm gonna head off. Actually, got some stuff to take care of, but